You not gonna touch a black woman, I tell you that. Exactly. You're not gonna get in the black woman's face. You're not gonna get in the black woman's face. You're not gonna get in the black woman's face. He's not gonna get in the black woman's face. He's not gonna get in the black woman's face. He ain't gonna do shit. I'm dancing. He ain't gonna do shit. I'm dancing. You 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 ain't gonna do shit. I'm dancing. I'm dancing.
35 years, motherfucking girl.
35 years. He got 35 years. He got 35. He got 35 years.
And if he was white, he wouldn't have got nothing.
We wouldn't even be here today. It would have never came to court. It would have never been no handcuffs. We wouldn't be here today.
He got 35.
But because somebody didn't know how to go get him a dog like we all in talk, thank you. Somebody's life was on the ground and somebody's in jail for something that should have been self-defense. Self-defense. They said we supposed to know how to act around white people. What the fuck is that?
I don't think he did it. But you know what? Even if he did do it, you know what I mean?
Now look, I know we want to be mad. I know we want to hoot and holler. But let's make sure we be mad and hoot and holler at the right person, okay? I'm just going to rapid fire some fun facts. 1, the prosecution called 21 witnesses, 20 or 21. 2, the defense called 6 witnesses. 3, Karmelo Anthony did not take the stand. 4, there were 3 questions that the defense was expected to answer in order for Karmelo to get a lesser charge. A, why he had the knife at the track meet. B, what were the circumstances that led to the altercation. C, was the force that Karmelo Anthony used justifiable based on the circumstances that led to the altercation. Lord, I done lost track of the numbers from part A, B, and C. I think we on 4. The defense literally got up in front of one of their witnesses and said, you know, I only spoke to you 2 minutes in the hallway last week. We've never spoken before that. 5, the prosecution got up on cross for that same witness and said, well, you know, you and I have talked and we've discussed things and I was just texting your parents last week, showing that the prosecution had an established ongoing relationship with one of the defendant's witnesses. Now, based on all of the things you just heard, do you think the jury was wrong for coming to the conclusion that they came to based on what they were presented with? And remember those 3 questions. The defense did not answer any of those questions.
The moment I learned that Karmelo Anthony's case was being tried in front of an all-white jury was the moment I began to prepare for a guilty verdict. I knew then. Because in America, there is no way you want me to believe that they were able to find 12 white jurors in a white supremacist society who were proven to have undone and worked on their own internalized racism and implicit and confirmation biases to be able to look at Karmelo Anthony objectively and give this trial a fair trial. There's no way y'all found that. No way. No way. The way that racism in America is generational and neurological like that, no way. Karmelo Anthony was guilty upon arrival the moment the jury saw him, because in split seconds, they already labeled him as aggressive, as violent, as dangerous in comparison to a white boy. That trial was wrapped up the moment that we had an all-white jury.
White people need to understand that it's not that we don't think that other black people do anything wrong. The problem is we want everybody to face the same consequences. So Karmelo Anthony being found guilty of murder is insane. It's insane. Because if 2 big black boys rolled up on Austin and he stabbed them after he was assaulted, it wouldn't be the same conversation. It wouldn't be the same conversation. And then to say that Karmelo was the aggressor, he was the aggressor and he was sitting down minding his own damn business and they rolled up on him. I don't even understand how that could possibly make sense. And then the thing that kills me the most is that every time some shit happens with black people, it's like the white people always act like they're so afraid of black people. They always fear for their life. We're so aggressive and we're just so threatening. Yet y'all don't ever leave us the fuck alone. Why are you always running towards something that you're so scared of? If y'all so scared of black people, oh my God, black people, they're gonna rob me, they're gonna shoot me, they're gonna kill me, they're gonna rape me, they're gonna, like, why the fuck y'all don't ever leave us alone? You can't go nowhere without a white person all up in your goddamn business trying to tell you where to go, where to be, what you need to do, how you ain't allowed to do this, how you ain't allowed to do that. Like, why y'all don't leave us alone if y'all so goddamn scared of black people? That don't make no damn sense. Y'all not scared. Y'all hate us because y'all jealous of us. Y'all have a whole bunch of other shit y'all dealing with that y'all take out on us. And the biggest reason that y'all are jealous of us is because y'all know we don't give a fuck about y'all. Nothing bothers y'all more than seeing black people be happy and not giving a damn about y'all. Because the moment you see black people doing that, here your ass go over here to come bother somebody. Are you allowed in this pool? You don't even live in this complex. And if they were a white person, you wouldn't even have questioned if they even lived in the complex for you to even go say something to them in the first place. But if you see them with their kids in the pool and having a good old time, now you want to ask for their membership. Why the fuck are you over here? Then, oh, well, why did he have a knife? Why do y'all be sitting in Red Lobster with a gun on your hip? Well, if he didn't plan on stabbing anyone, he shouldn't have had a knife. Did you plan on shooting the cook at that restaurant? But you had your gun, right? Oh, but it was school grounds. This was different. Again, it was illegal if his knife was over 5.5 inches, which it was not. So that argument, it doesn't even make sense. You might not have liked that he had it, but he did. And so what? Well, he went there looking for trouble. He was the one that was approached. How was he looking for trouble if he was the one that was approached? If he was the one that was invited into the tent? Minding his damn business, as we typically are, before y'all come over there, getting in somebody's goddamn face. Like, why? Oh, well, he only pushed him. That didn't warrant him to die. That is true. I don't think someone should die just because they pushed somebody. But again, the problem is, had the roles been reversed, everybody would have said Karmelo should have kept his hands to himself. Why was he aggressive? Why did he go over there and touch him? The same way y'all do every time a policeman kills an unarmed black person. Oh, well, you should have complied. You should have complied. Why didn't you listen to what they said? So if I don't listen to them, they just have the right to murder me? Their life isn't at risk. There's no imminent danger. I didn't pull out a gun, didn't pull out a knife, didn't do anything. But if you don't comply and the police kill you, it's always you should have listened. Do y'all realize that they have to follow the law as well? Them being a policeman does not exclude them from following the law. Y'all do know that, right? Of course y'all know that. But it doesn't matter. As long as they killed a black person, we're in the wrong. It doesn't matter. And I don't know if most white people are just actually stupid or if they genuinely try to convince us and gaslight us enough to believe that we're really the problem. It's not us. It's y'all.
This is the best advice that I'm gonna give to my people. Look, the main thing that we all should be doing right now is being fucking successful. That shit is the cure to everything. That's what they hate. They don't want to see you successful. They don't want to see you with the big ass house next to them. They don't want to see you in that position. So the best thing to do is be successful. Pass those classes. Be the smartest. Do the math. Be the best reader. Do whatever sport you do. Be the best chess player. Be the best at what you're doing. Finish. Don't quit. That's the best advice I can give you right now. Have all your paperwork straight. Be on point. They don't like that shit. They don't expect that shit from us. They hate that. The more on point you are, the fucking better. Cops pull you over, ID, registration. Be on point, right? Be better than what motherfuckers expect. Be the example. I'm telling you, that shit feels so good being on point, having good fucking credit card here, boom. I'm telling you, go get the shit that they wish they can get. You understand what I'm saying?
Was anybody truly expecting a different outcome? I mean, once we found out that he had an all-white jury, we knew he was going to be found guilty. There was no way that he was finna get found not guilty. They had it out for Karmelo Anthony since the very beginning, bro. And honestly, when it comes to these cases, they gonna keep doing black people wrong. You had the Rick Child situation. Now you got this situation. Karmelo Anthony can't defend himself. They trying to say that this wasn't self-defense. So, I mean, Karmelo Anthony stood no chance, bro. Even when you are defending yourself from these people, you're going to get probably found guilty every time because you're a black man in America. Point blank, period.
It is this kind of thinking, this kind of thinking, the way you've raised yourselves to not integrate, to not coexist peacefully. You don't teach your children to love. The adults are hateful. So the children are also hateful. I've said this in many streams, and I really, really mean this because I can judge because I'm not from here. I can judge because I've been to so many different countries and I've lived in so many different cultures. And I don't say this from a position of hate because there's a lot of people that are always going to say, oh, he doesn't like black Americans. No, I'm just keeping you guys accountable. This way of thinking, especially for an outsider looking in, I just see so much of this stuff. I mean, a lot of these guys do it just for the money. I don't think they really care about their community like that. For the most part, the race hustlers, they tend to do this just to make money. That's just because they don't really care about this community like that, right? He brought a knife to a truck meet. I have a unique stake in this because I live in the area. I mean, that Centennial High School is only like 10, 15 minutes from my house. I live here. Okay. So the fallout of this affects race relations for people like me and my children in a place that has completely no racial issues. Yes, you may have a few guys here and there that talk little things about it, but I'm hearing black people from national media, because they don't live in the area, talking as if this is an all-white community. It's not. Actually, I have more Asians in this community and in most of Frisco, if you actually know this place. It's 50 white, 50 the others, okay? This is a very diverse community. So he wasn't the lone black kid out there. Look at the kid, look at his pictures, man. This is an angry child. Where does this anger come from? You guys teach anger. Look at all your live streams. Look at when you come together and you even talk about issues. It's always from a position of hate. You're always boycotting stuff. How about you build stuff? How about you collaborate? How about you actually talk about real issues without invoking race? You're too sensitive to race to the point where when it's actually a real racial issue, you have nothing to stand on because people are frankly tired of just the misuse and the misclassification of this whole race shit. This is bullshit. And like I said, it's always being done by the people that are not from here. They don't live in the area. They don't even know how nice it is to be here. You know why? This is one of the most affluent cities in all of Texas, okay? And that includes black folks that live here, the Asians that live here. We have mutual respect because we know that to be here, you would have amounted to something. I mean, nowadays there are apartments in the area and everybody can move to Frisco. But 10 years ago, you had to really be something to be in this part of Collin County, okay? So we respect ourselves. We interact beautifully between the races over here. Like I said, you're not going to have everybody that is kumbaya, but race, see, race is not an issue in Collin County at all. It's not been. I go to white churches. My kids go to college. They're literally born and raised. Well, my son's not, but my daughter is born and raised there. My son is raised here. And I actually watched a nephew through Allen High School. And all the kids that graduated from the high school are doing, the ones that I know are doing very, very well. So we've always gotten along here, along in this part of the country. You guys shouldn't bring your bullshit to us. We don't see you're gonna do, and I'm glad this happened in Texas because Texas doesn't give a shit about what you guys are trying to do. See, you bring that thing here, we'll lock all of you up. Okay, we got room in Texas to lock you motherfuckers up. So cry about it. I can't even understand why these grown-ass men are defending a murderer. He got away. He got 35 years. He's eligible for parole. He'll be out in 17 years. He really, really got away with this shit. They were very lenient in the sentencing. I thought he was supposed to get all 99 to let people know that you don't mess with Texas and you don't bring that bullshit over here. So Collin County made a statement, but they were very, very lenient. I was thinking he was going to get the max. Okay. So look at this from your position as victory because you got really lucky. All right. You really, really, really got lucky. Knowing that court, my wife practices, she goes to that court and she already told me about that court, that he wasn't going to get away with it. It's not because of a black jury. You see, if I was on the jury panel, I would have convicted him before even the case started. All right. So miss me with that bullshit. This kid took a knife to a track meet in a community that is very safe, that is very welcoming. And now you're trying to destroy the good thing that we have in Collin County because somebody in Washington, D.C. doesn't agree with it. Okay. If your kids don't belong here, stay on the south side of town where a lot of you stay anyway. Go over there. Maybe over there you're gonna have very lenient courts, which they do in South Dallas. They do, but not over here. All right, not over here.